I used to be a golfer. I know, what a surprise, right? Yeah, you've seen a few clips of me out there hacking it around. But there was a time when I was a golfer. A serious golfer. An obsessed serious golfer. I've mellowed a little. If you add it all up, I've been playing golf off and on for 50 years. My dad was a golfer, although he only got to play a few times a year. But he liked playing. Only took me out once, though, to be his caddy. These clubs were his birthday gift from my mom in 1966. I remember seeing one of his old scorecards in his bag years later. It was like an 86 or something, which was pretty good for someone who only got out a few times a year. Lots of people never break 90. His brother, my Uncle Charlie, was the real golfer. He was good. He had the funniest swing, though, kind of like Mo Norman. My other Uncle Ken played golf too, but he was more like my dad. He played other sports growing up, like me. My brothers played occasionally, but weren't addicted like I was. But we had fun when we got together during the holidays to play in 40-degree temperatures. I always loved looking for their golf balls in the desert. So, if I don't play much anymore, why am I making a video about golf? Well, it's because of these. Over the years, I have collected thousands, tens of thousands of pictures of the people I've played golf with over the years. So, I wanted to show a few of them to you while I could still remember who they are. I have thousands more in storage that haven't been digitized. Over time, I went from being obsessed to being more of a social golfer. I loved playing golf with my friends. And I've played all over the world. Ireland, Scotland, Germany, Australia, Canada, Mexico. Lots of places. And all over the states. East Coast, West Coast, Gulf Coast, and everything in the middle. I always loved playing with my friend Rowdy in Central Illinois. Yeah, that's her friends we played with in a tournament called Pup's Last Hurrah. If you play golf in Central Illinois, there will be some alcohol involved. Their golf carts are more like beverage carts. Scotland, though, was probably my most memorable trip. I went there 4 times. The first couple of times I was with a group of guys from Texas, and we played a group of guys from Scotland. The Scots were great hosts. We had a wonderful Scottish breakfast, or maybe lunch, at Magnus Watson's house in Aberdeen. It was one morning before our match. His lovely wife Ruth fixed it. Of course, we had to have a little sip of scotch from the quench before we went out to play.
May I propose an Irish toast, which I only learned today? May you be dead for an hour before the devil knows you're gone. Did I get it right?
You moved it by 23 hours.
Okay. An hour is enough.
That's close enough.
To Scotland, once again playing England in football matches. I think I'd like to go to that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Boy, that's good stuff.
Best of luck, Joe. But I think your efforts will be it'll be finished long before we decide. All the best to you, anyway.
These Scots are tough.
Yes.
And yes, they kicked our butts. They loved beating the Americans.
Only the smallest winning margin is 1 point, and there was only 1 point in it. A well-fought battle to the last hole, and the last green, and the final putt. And it was, I'm very glad to say, Scotland 9, Houston 8.
7.
16 points.
7.
It's only 16 points to that about.
Trust me.
9-7.
9,
7.
excuse me.
Does that make a difference?
Oh, yeah!
We called it the Scottish Houston Invitational Tournament, and we had a series of Ryder Cup matches with these Scottish guys. You can figure out the acronym if you want. This was the Cup. I needed some kind of trophy for the winners, and I found it in West Texas at an old roadside junk shop. That's right, it's a chamber pot. An old one. kind of goes with the acronym. Of course, we all had to drink some single malt scotch out of it. But I also got to attend the Open a few times. I saw Tiger Woods win twice at St. Andrews and Ernie Els win at Muirfield. And I saw Jack Nicklaus play his last Open round at St. Andrews in 2005. Yep, I was there when he stopped on the Swilcan Bridge and posed for pictures. Even went fishing once when my friend Mark and I went up to Royal Dornoch to play.
Joe, you having any luck?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Well, I threw a few on the bank over there.
What did you throw over there?
Freak trout.
Yeah?
Explain to us why we didn't catch any fish today.
Well, the water's dry. The salmon are just coming in with the tide and going back out with the tide. There is plenty of fish jumping, but that's them actually cleaning the sea lice off themselves. They're just waiting on rain so they can get further up the river, you know, to spawn. But there's no water in the river, so they'll come back each day with the tide until they get the rain to stay up the stream.
But you were lucky you caught a few.
3 weeks out, you know, it's getting heavier water.
All right.
So it's Stuart 3, Joe and Mark 0.
On my second trip over, our team expanded with some new members. Got whipped again, I'm afraid. Those Scots were pretty good. Here's my old friend James, who went the second time with his wife Martha. I played lots of golf with James. He got better. I got worse. But he convinced me to take another trip to Scotland with just the two of us. We were there for 10 days. And most of those days we played 36 holes a day. I had blisters on blisters. It's all walking and carrying your bag. My last trip was with my Australian friends, Peter and Davey. They were from Sydney, although Peter lived in Austin. And they had their own tournament, the Longhorn Classic. I won it a couple of times. And I played in lots of charity tournaments like this one. That's Dave Dewerson in the middle there. He was a linebacker with the Super Bowl champs, the Chicago Bears. Yeah, they won a Super Bowl once. Man, I was young there. But I think my fondest memories playing golf are with the men's groups I played with over the years. There were lots of them, but the last two were the best. The Avila Men's Group in California and the Mesquite Men's Golf Association in Nevada. That's where I met this guy, Rick. You've seen lots of Rick, golfing and fishing. He still drags me out on the course sometimes. Where are we, Rick, and what are we doing today?
We are at Quail something or other. What is the name of this place? Yeah, Cedar Creek Golf Course here in Wyoming, up in the Star Valley area, and it is just beautiful, beyond beautiful.
And what are we doing today?
Well, we're going to try to play golf.
Play golf.
But we have our masks, so we're ready to roll for that.
Oh, I forgot my mask.
But we don't need them. Yeah,
I'm
there
ready.
we go. Okay.
I'm ready.
Now we look official. We're
Yeah.
taking care of the business.
Wish me luck. I haven't played in a while. And how long have I been here?
About an hour.
I got here about an hour ago. But my Avila group was special. We took lots of trips together over the years. They even came to Mesquite a couple of times to visit me. Great golf courses there. I love these guys. We went to Palm Springs, Canada, Oregon, Poppy Hills. I've lost touch with a lot of these guys, but I do see Jack when I visit the Central Coast. We played lots of golf over the years. I could make a whole video about Jack. He was the tournament chairman for the club for a few years. We gave him no mercy, but we always had a beer ready for him. Jack and I even won some things as partners. One year we won a regional tournament in Ojai and went on an all-expense-paid trip to the Southern California two-man best ball tournament at Sequan. Jack and I came out in the middle somewhere in that one. We didn't care because we were like the oldest ones there and never had a chance. I don't think he plays much more either, but we do get out and play tennis when I'm in town and have the occasional beer or two. Now, over the years, I've gotten to see lots of golf swings. Some good ones, like Richard Smith here, who's in his 80s, by the way, and Jack, of course. Here's a few more.
right. Oh, you're right.
You know, he puts every ounce of 140 pounds maybe into it.
Get up. I was trying to BB that one right at the pin, so that it looked good on film.
And here's Rick. You've seen his swing. He's actually getting better the older he gets. What's up with that? But yeah, I was a decent golfer back in the day. Never won a men's club championship, but I was in a couple of playoffs. Only to lose, of course. Like to this guy, Bill Rowley. He beat me on the 5th playoff hole. I hated to lose, but he was so happy. So I was happy for him. I have had my moments over the years. Here's one. Didn't go so well the second day, I'm afraid. I think I went from 1st to 4th. And for some reason, I always had my name in the Mesquite paper. The headline should have been, Smith loses again. I was getting old, and so was my swing. Yeah, shot in the 60s several times, but that was mostly when I was younger, although I did have a few rounds in the 60s when I got old. I think my last one was like 12 years ago. I shot a 69. I always thought I had a few more 60s in me, but that was it. I was done. I just wasn't as obsessed as I used to be. And as I got older, my swing got worse, along with my back. I patterned my swing originally after Ben Hogan. It's called the one-plane swing. You still see a few of them out there on tour like Matt Kuchar. I copied Hogan because we were about the same height and build, and his swing looks simple, which it is, really. But to have a one-plane swing, you have to be able to move your entire body at a pretty good speed and sync your lower body with your upper body, since your right arm is pinned against your side. If you don't clear your hips, then you're lost. And I think that's what happened to me as I got older. My lower body just couldn't clear out of the way, so my swing got flatter and flatter trying to play catch-up. Like this. My hands have dropped way below my plane, which should be my shoulders. I also don't turn my hips as much, so instead of uncoiling, I just shift laterally to the left, which means my hands have to catch up. Lots of one-arm swings, I'm afraid. But 50 years of golf takes a toll on your back, so a flatter swing feels better. Now, do I miss golf? Sure I do. I probably miss getting out there with my golfing buddies more. I always loved the 19th hole. There was nothing better than rehashing every single shot over a beer. There is no 19th hole in tennis. I do miss my golfing buddies. Maybe I should take up golf again. You think? My back does feel a little better on some days. I can fix my swing, right? I've been thinking about it. I think I can fix my swing. My back feels a little better. Got my 56 degree right here. I'm just gonna aim right between those two trees there. Okay. A little more upright swing, a little less swing, a little shorter swing. Let's see how I do. Yeah. I think I fixed it. I think it's all. What was broken is now repaired. I'm coming back. I am coming back. What do you think? Should I go get those? That's all I got.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find these seem salted stream.